Hello, this is IK from Microsoft Support. So we're going to be showing a tutorial on how to purge items from preservation hold library in bulk. So the first thing is to disable MFA, that's disable security defaults for the tenant. Also, if there is any conditional access policy, you need to exclude your account, the admin account. Or best, you can create a new admin for this process. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we are going to do is let's log into with our admin account. So we click on incognito, we search office.com. So we click on sign in. So if you look at this admin account now, this admin account has MFA enabled. And with MFA enabled, the commands to purge items will not work because it uses legacy authentication instead of modern authentication. So it's always advisable to create a new admin. First, disable security defaults or MFA for the tenant, then create a brand new admin to run this deletion. So you can see this admin has MFA enabled. So approve the sign in. So next thing is to click on admin. Once on the admin page, you can click on, can you see identity? So you click on identity. So once on the identity page, you click on properties. Then you scroll down. Can you see security defaults is enabled? So we need to disable this first so that we can, so we're going to disable security defaults. Click on disable. So you can use the condition micronization unable to use apps because we're going to be creating an application ID. So we're going to be creating an application. That will run the deletion from the back end on behalf of the admin. So we can click on save and click on disable. So now it's disabled. You can refresh the page. So once that is disabled, you need to go to protection, then click on authentication methods. So let's enable SMS for the organization. So we just need to enable this. Click on save. Then you go to registration campaign. You can see it's Microsoft managed. So let's disable this also. Then you click on save. So these are all you need to do. Also, we can also check for password reset. All these are temporal configurations. Make sure it's set to none. All these are temporal configurations just so that we can do the deletion without any issues. So as I said earlier, for us to do this process, we might need to create a new admin so that we don't have any authentication issues. So we can come here. So these are the settings. So you just a new admin to avoid any authentication issues. So we create a user. We select this option, create user without product license. So under roles, we select global admin. Note you can also delete this admin once we are done. Once you've purged, you are successful in purging items from the preservation library. You can delete this admin. It's just to avoid any authentication issues. So we click on finish adding. So we copy the password. We use this password later. We also copy the user ID. So we've copied the items. Then you can click on close. Then let's go back to identity to check for any conditional access. Most organizations always have conditional access, so we can exclude this admin from any conditional access configured in the organization. So once logged in, you can click on properties. Then can you see some organizations always have conditional access policies configured. So you can click on manage conditional access. Then in each of these policies, we can exclude the admin. Any policy you have, make sure you exclude the admin from. That's the newly created admin. Click on users, then click on exclude user or group. Search for the user. And you select admin. Select admin 365. Click on select and you click on save. So you can do that for all the conditional access policies. The next thing we can do is to add a phone number. So we can click on all users, then under users, click on all users, then search for the new user, the new admin. You can click on the new admin you just created and select authentication methods. You can just add a phone number just to clear any authentication state. So you can come here, click on revoke multi-factor authentication. So you can add authentication method, then we add phone, just add a phone number. Add phone number, click add. Okay, yeah, let's use this for example. So you can click on add. Okay, so you can add any phone number. So then once the phone number is added, you can refresh the page. So we just added a phone number and refresh the page. You can also, can you see default sign-in method? Show is SMS. You can edit here and click on SMS. Click on save. So we need to log in with this admin now. So we need to give this admin permission to OneDrive of the user we want to delete preservation hold library from. So once we give this admin the permission, we're now going to create an application ID in Azure, or you can call it app registration. You're going to register an application in Azure portal, then use that application to delete items. Okay, let's get started. Let's start by logging in with this admin we just created. We visit admin, and we go back to our PowerShell. The password, we copy the password and paste it here. No MFA, can you see? That's exactly what we want. So we click on the admin tab. So what to do now is we click on active users, then we search for the user. So once we click on this user, we need to gain permission to the OneDrive of this user. If we don't have permission to the OneDrive of this user, we won't be able to delete any items. By clicking on this link, we've acquired the permission to. So once we click on this link now, we've already gained permission to the user's OneDrive. Then we can click here. We have permission to the. Can you see? We can see the user's OneDrive. We can see all the items. So we now have permission. Admin 365 has permission to the user's OneDrive. The next thing now is to register an application in Azure. So we have to visit this portal.azure.com. So we can double click here, do Control V and paste. So you see so you can see we don't have any. Okay, so let's click on the back arrow. So click on new registration. So call it let's call our own preservation hold library. I can say Porch preservation, and we select single tenant. We'll leave all this unchecked. This is what we just select. Let's leave the redirection URL. We'll configure that later. So you can click on register. So we've created our application. So let's go back to the other application that was created to see what was done there. Okay, this is the one we created, port preservation hold library. Let's go to the one that was created by the other admin. So we come here. This is the other application created. Let's look at the URL. So can you see the URL is http localhost. Let's copy this. Let's copy http localhost. Over here, make sure this is enabled, allow public. Okay, let's go back to app registrations, then go back to ours, redirect URL, and we click on add redirect URL. Under platform configurations, we select web, then we HTTP localhost. Then we click on configure. Then we scroll down, make sure this allow public access client flows is set to yes, and click on save. So we've done to add API permissions. So we come back here, let's see the permissions they used. So click on manage, click on API permissions. So these are the permissions they used. They use Microsoft Graph for permissions and SharePoint for 7 permissions. So we can copy these permissions. Or better, we can take a screenshot of the permissions. So we need these permissions. Take a screenshot. Let's go back to our application. So we go to under manage, we go to API permissions. So this is API permissions. So we click on add permissions. We select Microsoft Graph under Microsoft APIs. We select delegate, is a delegate permission because it's acting on behalf of the admin. So we look for the permissions we screenshotted, full read write all. Files is files read write. Files, search files. So you can see files as popped up. Click on files. We're looking for files read write all. This is the first permission. So we come back here and we have sites full control all. So we click on add permission Microsoft Graph. Select sites full control all. So which other one? Sites read all. I'll come back here. Sites read all. And so we go back to user. So we search here. User. We can't see user over here. User.read. So we search user.read. Oh, it's already selected. We click on add permission. So once we click on grant admin consent. Yeah, click on this. So once that is done, also click on add permission. So next we have to add under Microsoft APIs, we're looking for SharePoint. We need to add SharePoint permissions. So we scroll down. Where is SharePoint? So this is SharePoint. Select SharePoint. Delegate permissions. So we come back to where we are copying. we have all sites. So we start with all sites. So type all sites. Can you see all sites is up? So what permissions do we have here? Full control, read and write. So we search full control, read, write. So the next permission we're going to look for is my files. So we search for my files. So what are the permissions here? My files.read and .write. Then the next permission we have is user.read and user.read-write all. So we have user, user is out. So user.read and user.read-write all. Click on add permissions. Also, we also select grant admin access for all these permissions. So after that, the next thing we need to do is to let's go back to authentication. Okay, we have our redirect URL configured, and we also have allow public set to yes. So the next thing is to configure a secret. So once we configure the secret, we can say we don't need a certificate for this. Just click on add secret. Let's call it the same name. Let's call it secret for forge reservation expire. Let's select text. Let's just give it a minimum of 3 months. We don't need it. So we click on add. Our application is good to go. So let's click on overview. So this is the main thing we need. We need this application ID. So we go back to our notepad and paste the application ID. The next thing is to run the PowerShell. So first we are going to edit the PowerShell, then we are going to run the commands. But you need to I'll be sending you I'll send both the purge, the ps1 file and the txt file to your email, so you can edit to your test. Also, you can always save a txt file as, let me show you an example. If you come here now, you can always save a txt file as a ps1 file. So let's say we create a new notepad. We come here, so this new test document, if you double click on it, if you want to save it as ps1, you can, in case I send you the ps1 file, you can always just save as, then you put at the end, just put .ps1. So that's how you save a txt file as ps1. So once you put .ps1, you can click on save. It's now a ps1 file. So let's go back here. Let's close this. So you can see the logo has changed from txt to ps1. So let's edit our purge file. So we can right click and say open with, open with notepad. So this is the file. So this is the file. Is there anything we need to? There is nothing we need. This is where I'm more interested in this application ID. We need to edit the application ID. Also, we need to put the URL of the user we want to delete items from. These are the two major changes we need to do in this PowerShell. So let's start with application ID. We already copied the application ID from here, so we come here, do Ctrl C, come back to our Purge file, I do Ctrl V. Then let's go back to admin center to copy the URL of the user. We already have access to this user, so we come back here. This is the user, so you right click. How do we do this? We copy, do Ctrl C, we go back to Notepad, highlight everything, do Ctrl V. So this is the URL of the user. So we can save this to make sure it is saved. So that's the only change we need to do. I don't think there's any other change that needs to be done on this file. We are going to log in with the admin account. So we've edited the file. So let's go back to where this file is saved. I think it's under music. Go back to music. So one more thing before to run this PowerShell, we need to run it on PowerShell 7 points. You can't run it on normal PowerShell, so we need to go to our browser. All you need to do is to say download. You can see download Windows PowerShell 7.2. We need this PowerShell. So you can run a Google search. You can say accept. So you can click on install install PowerShell on Windows. So once you scroll down on this, I'll send you also this link via email. Let's copy the link, send this link via email. So once you click on the link, you scroll down to, yeah, this is what we are looking for. Not the zip package. Yeah, the MSI package. So we're going to install this package. So you click on it to download, and you double click to install. It's been downloaded. So once it's downloaded, you can double click and install the package. We need to go back to our file. Okay, this is the file explorer. So we need to right click and click on show more options, click on properties. Now can you see this location? We need to navigate to this location on the new PowerShell we just installed. To run this PowerShell as administrator, this is the PowerShell. So you right click, PowerShell 7, it's PowerShell 7.0. Click on run as administrator. So the location we copied, we type cd, put quotation marks. Okay, let's do Ctrl Z. Let's do Ctrl C to cancel. So let's go back to the folder. Click on show more options, properties. Copy the location. Then come back here. Type cd, put quotation marks, paste the location. So we are now in the location where the file. So to run the file, we need to go back So this, then we'll copy. The way this file is formatted is not good. Let's format it well. Click OK. Then show more options. So this is the file. And copy. So to run the file, you press the full stop key, then backward slash, then you paste, then you put .ps1. So this is how we run the file. So we hit enter. Okay, yeah, we had a brief error, but we've corrected the PowerShell. So let's run it again. So you can click on Run as Administrator. Then you type, let's go to where the location, copy the location, type cd space, quotation marks. Then to run the file, press the full stop key, backward slash, copy the file name, and you paste the file name .ps1. So this is the file name .ps1. Hit the enter key. So you enter the admin credentials. Let's go back to our notepad. Where is the notepad? This is PowerShell. We need to go back to notepad. So this is the admin credentials. Copy, press enter, hit enter, then you come back here, copy the password. Since there is no MFA, so it should work. Paste the password, hit enter. So let's see how the command goes. This is the most important section of this tutorial. So you can see it was connected successfully. It has connected to our OneDrive successfully. It's trying to remove an item. So it's trying to remove, so it will automate the removal of any item in the OneDrive. So this is how you run the automation. So let's see how this ends. It's trying to remove. If you observe any lag, you can always type Ctrl+C to quit the command. Then you can rerun the scripts. Just press the up arrow key, enter your credentials. In case you experience any delay, you can press the copy the password. So it's trying to run a connection, successfully connected, trying to remove items. So you can see, so it failed. Why it's failed to remove these items? Because I have a retention policy, which is preventing deletion. But once that policy is removed, you should be able to delete all items. So this brings us to the end of our tutorial. So thank you and have a wonderful day.